Okay, howdy.
Right now, I'm only on the second episode. They just take too long to get to the point.
I know they do.
The aliens are down here messing with our technology, like giving the kids nosebleeds and picking out a few kids that wants to survive. Who want one of our, well, Japan's spaceship.
Hey, yep. Good evening, people. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah. Um, my day has been all in all slow and dreary, but it's been all right. All right, as far as that goes. So, how are you? How is your day? You can come in the chat and participate, you know, and such. So, what's going on? You know. Oh yeah, I like the new update in YouTube. StreamYard is really a nice change for once. At least it's not glitching. So, hello and good evening to everybody. So, what it boils down to is this. Um, we're not. Today is well, it's almost over. The day was busy. It was busy, and we had to do a lot of stuff. A lot of family stuff. Get it out the way. As far as that goes, and basically, we had very little time for personal things. But all in all, it was a great day for everybody, having to spend time with the family and not having not having all this internet strife and whatever. You know. Oh yeah. Um. Before we go on, subscribe to Roxy Foxy, the Christian furry. She is a great great person. You might want to subscribe. Give her your just give her give her a give her a like or whatever. But as far as that goes, give her a like or whatever. But you know, and this is the thing. She had glitched, so it glitched. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back in. I'm coming back in. Coming back in. And what I'm gonna do? Okay. And I sent the link along, and this is how it's gonna go. I had to pop back on. Had a little technical difficulty, but here's the thing. As far as that goes, had a little technical difficulty, but here's the thing. Yeah, it's in link out. You know, as far as that goes, but we did a lot of personal stuff. We did. We basically didn't. We basically did a lot of stuff. Basically, we didn't do a lot of unnecessary things. But I will tell you that as in lieu of that, we're not here to expose. We're not here to do none of that. We're just here to have fun. Play around. As far as that goes. So you know, anybody want to know anything they want to talk about, or you know, it's not a problem. So as far as that goes, let's let's do it. Let's have a little fun and hope that we can, hope that we can try to do a little something that's positive. We don't even have to, you know, do the little exposing thing that the other people are doing, because it's stupid to, put people's, personal stuff out there. I mean, it's bad enough you do it on Facebook, but you don't need to do it, on a forum like this. I mean, you do it, you come in, you come in and you do it, you know, and then it's like it's hard to, but then hey, you just do it and see what comes out of it. You don't put your information out there as far as that goes, and you know, and you see what you can do. You try to help those who help you along the way, like Roxy Foxy, the Christian furry. She's helped me a great deal. Her and her husband Green and Art, they helped me a great deal when it came down to that. Down to this forum here. So and then you got people who don't help you that try to expose you. But you don't worry about them. You just worry about make your content. Make your content and just be done with it. You don't have to you don't have to be all up in everybody's you don't have to be all up in everybody's face or whatever. You just make your content and be done with it. I mean, it's stupid to it's stupid to try to expose somebody. Why? Because you're putting people in danger and stuff like that unnecessarily. Why? Because they're the vendetta, and basically, it shouldn't be like that. But then you got people who misuse the platform for what it was not meant to be used for. I mean, you don't. I mean, the person doesn't even the person or person that do this bad thing. They are basically just do whatever it is they need to do in lieu of that. And, you know, they don't care what they do. It's like they don't care what they do as long as they get their views or whatever. They don't care. It's like it's like they don't care what they do. And then you have people legitimately come on the who legitimately come on the broadcast and you, hey Roxy, what's up? You got people who legitimately come on the broadcast and who try to help people out. Like my friend Roxy there. Yeah, Roxy. Roxy is always helping people out and stuff. Yeah, she is the number one fan of the day. Roxy Foxy, Christian Furry. Yes, sir. She is a Christian Furry, and she's always down to help people out. So in that, in the spirit of that, she's always going to be the number one customer because the number one, well, the number one fan, you know. And I forgot to do something I should have done a while back. I should have done something a while back, but yeah, I'm going to. Soon as I get this thing up and running, I'm going to literally, I am going to literally make Roxy a mod. As soon as I get this up and running, I'm gonna literally make Roxy a mod so that so that she can always, so when she's here, she can always be here, and you know, she is like the she is like the glue that holds us together, and basically, when it comes down to it, Roxy, yeah. And I did send the link out there to Flip Person. I hope he gets it, but I did send it out, and then it's like I don't know, but as soon as I get it working, soon as I get it working, I am definitely there. It is. There it is. It's still updating, folks. There it is, and I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to actually make. I was going to actually make Roxy a mod because, you know, I think I can still do it. I'm gonna try to do it so that she can always be here. So she can always be here. So she can always be here. I want her to always be here, but I want her to always be here. In lieu of this, I want to make her a moderator, which she will be at a later time. She will be made a moderator, but she's here now. So in that, in that, I will gladly say that she's very, very, very welcome, and I am very glad to have her in my stream because you know everybody who hasn't subscribed to Roxy Foxy, the Christian Furry should subscribe. Her content is good. Her YouTube shorts are good. You know, I'm not always on here all the time, but when I am on here, it's just that you know sometimes YouTube has become so toxic sometimes that I really hesitate to get on. Sometimes I hesitate to get on here because it's like every time every time you turn around, it's like sometimes sometimes it's just that. And yeah, it's like I tried to it's like I wanna actually thank Roxy for coming on and being there, supporting me and stuff like that. It's a cool thing. Roxy Foxy, the Christian Furry. You know, she came she came and she actually did she came and she actually did, you know, show up, you know, even if the you know and I am gonna make her mod, by the way. I did send the link out, you know. I sent that link out because basically, yeah, and it's like, well, the link was sent out. And basically, yeah, and I am gonna make Roxy Popsy a mod because she deserves to be a mod. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna make her a mod because one, one, she's always supporting me. She always supports people. She always supports people. You know, even No, even when she doesn't have to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally, I'm gonna, I'm gonna literally make her a mod as soon as I go to my channel, which I'm going now to make her a mod, and then so that she can be there. She can, she'll know when I'm on, and she can participate. Whatever, and basically, basically, I have, I have done, basically, I've done everything I'm going to do as far as that, but, and it's like, I really want to thank her for coming aboard and showing her support and everything. It's all good, all love it, and basically, yeah, I am I am very determined to make her a mod because she's proven to me that she's proven to me that when it comes down to it, I'm gonna. She's proven to me that she can be a mod. So, hey, Roxy Foxy, you are now a moderator. Yep, you're a moderator. You're a moderator, and I'm gonna say welcome, and you deserve it, Roxy. Welcome, welcome, Roxy. Roxy Foxy, the Christian Philly, folks. Yeah, she's come here to literally hang with us. Roxy Foxy, the Christian Furry. Yeah, she's a longtime friend of the forum. Yes, sir, she is. Longtime friend of the forum. And basically, yeah, we want her to feel at home. I made her a mod because she she she's a integral part of the system. So, and she's basically an honest person. Yeah, she's an honest person, and she does her YouTube shorts, and they are good YouTube shorts. So I'm gonna tell you, she's not into the stupid stuff. Yeah, she's not into that. But I'm gonna tell you this too. Yeah, those who are watching me, you know, and various others, I'm gonna tell you, I left. I'm gonna tell you, the um, the link. Yeah, I basically left it in the chat, left it in the thing. I didn't add it to the chat because I didn't feel it necessary. I didn't feel it necessary to do. I didn't feel it necessary to do because the chat, yeah, I'm just gonna say, what I'm gonna do, what, yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna say, yeah, yeah, I had to. It's like, it's like, it's like, I want, it's like I want, them to cross over, and do that. So what I did was, I basically, I basically, sent the chat out. So, you know, and this is the thing. I want there to be no misunderstanding, but yeah, I want there to be no misunderstanding, but you know, yeah, it's just a crazy thing. But I do think that people not spending each other on the internet is kind of crazy. But it's like it's like anything else. It's like anything else. People are gonna do whatever they do. People are gonna do whatever they do, and the consequences to them are non-existent because it's like they don't care. They don't care because it doesn't affect them, but it does affect you. So It does affect them, and it's just like that. It just it just is. That's all it is. It is, and whether we know it or not, to acknowledge it, it does affect us. So two dots people are just wrong. Letting people's info out there on the net is wrong. But then you got people who don't listen to what's right anyway. So hey, here you go. I mean, it's all like that. You know, it's all like that. And then it's all good. It's cool. But then it's like, what can I say? I mean, I mean, but then it's all good. But doxing people online is not good. And to another person, Lily Rosie Six. Yeah, Lily Rosie Six. Um, sorry you couldn't join us. It's all good. I had technical problems, and I know you're kind of shy about talking in front of people. Well, maybe next time, it's not a problem. Just let me know when you want to do it. And we'll sit down and we'll hatch it out. You know, let us sit down and try to figure out something as far as that goes. New messages. I mean, oh, cool. Oh, cool. Make sure that Roxy's okay. Cool, Roxy Foxy. Yeah. It's just that I wanted to know, you know, but I'm gonna say something to this person. It's like I missed you. Maybe we will do a stream together. But what I'm saying is, hey, I'm saying, hey, Lady Rosie Six. I mean, you made some mistakes, but everybody does. You made some mistakes, everybody does. But the important thing is you learn from them. You try to do the right thing. You tried to do the right thing, and I'll say this to you candidly: you did the right. You came and you tried to do the right thing. It's all good, you know, and you know, enjoy the rest of your night.
You've been stolen from me, and you don't want to hear me.
Enjoy the rest of your night, and
I said, I told you,
just
they stole that from me. You don't
enjoy,
want to hear me sing it. I know you don't.
enjoy the rest of your night, and
Why do you
just
want to hear that?
be,
They want to say.
be good and just chill. You know, always try to chill and do the right thing whenever you can.
That's why you got such poor taste.
And
Why you like
you
friends
know,
over
yeah. And
hard
this
sex.
and this is the thing. Why? Yeah, sorry about that. I accidentally triggered the call function, but it's all good. You need not explain anything. You need not explain anything because everything's all good. We were all angry. We were all angry at each other. We should take time and to reflect and apologize to each other. We shouldn't act like that. We all should act like friends, and instead of acting like friends, we're acting like total non-people, and we shouldn't have did that. We should have listened to each other, outright. But then we tell you things is not to hurt you or to stop you from doing things that you want to do. It's to prevent you from getting into trouble, prevent you from walking headlong into something that you can't get out of. And that's the thing. Therein lies the rub. I mean, it's just not good to be with these people, those people, and claim, claim, whatever, and claim that you can that we're in the wrong, but the way I see it, we were all wrong. We're all in the wrong. There was no right. There was no side to be on. We just we basically made each other upset for no reason. But then when we ask you not to do something, it's because we know something you don't, or something that you didn't find out while you were actually talking to these people. Because not everybody's going to tell you every little thing. When you leave, it's like when you leave your house and you're looking around, you're looking around, and no. To answer your question, no, I don't hate you. Don't ever say that. No, it's all good. But what I am gonna say is, she's a good person, and um, and she's listening to me, right now. I'm gonna tell her, look, everything is good. As far as that goes, we could like really squash this, and move on from it. It doesn't make sense to do, to be vicious towards each other. Really doesn't make sense, you know. And um, if she agrees, well, I know. If she doesn't, well, at least I tried. So, you know, at least I tried. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you know, she's anywhere she can see, it's all good. We all acted poorly. That's all I'm saying. We all acted poorly. We were mean to each other, and we shouldn't have. Then, yeah, we were. yeah, acted poorly towards each other and everything. So it's all good. That TV is too loud. Shirt, shirt,
Uh, hello.
shirt,
I know. So
shirt.
now the haircut was really hot it's really hot right now where I live.
Yeah, but yeah.
Uh, and also I was at the gym today.
Okay.
In haircut I made. So sorry, but
I made Roxy a mod in the stream, so so she's welcome anytime we
hey
stream.
Randy,
It took me a while to fix this stuff to where I could get it to where it works.
hey Randy, what are
Yes.
your thoughts on the fact that James Gunn referred that James Gunn called Superman an immigrant while being interviewed about his Superman movie?
Well, Superman is an immigrant. He's from another planet, actually.
Yeah, except
But
guess
he's
what?
not.
James Gunn
But
did reveal that his Superman movie is political.
that
So
movie is
this
not going
movie
to
ain't
work.
get, and I'm not happy with the fact that he changed truth, justice, and the American way to truth, justice, and the human way.
If anything, it should have been the same way the writers wrote it over years ago. But I'm just saying, James Gunn's Superman doesn't really impress me. I don't like it. I will never see it. I
I
mean,
Same
as far
here,
as far
Ray.
as
It
far as
doesn't
that
impress me
goes,
either. I mean,
as far as
they,
that
I
goes,
it doesn't
I
impress
wouldn't
me
waste money
either.
on it.
But they're going for a more Christopher
They
Reeve
were,
kind of vibe.
yeah,
I
they were
mean,
going toward the Christopher Reeve vibe. But this is the thing:
It
that
not
Superman
it
is a
doesn't
joke.
work. But it doesn't work for modern audiences though.
No,
Henry
because
Cavill's Superman worked great for modern audiences because his Superman was an updated movie version that fit the character well.
I know
And to me, Henry
you
Cavill's
right.
Superman also looked an awful lot like the Alex Ross
I
Superman
know.
from Kingdom Come. Yeah, if you look at Henry
Yeah,
Cavill's face next to an image
I know.
of the Alex Ross Superman's face,
I know.
you'll notice
It's crazy.
that he really does resemble him a lot. Yeah, Jack Snyder, when he was developing his Superman movie, Man of Steel, he was trying to go for a more polished, modern take on Superman,
Yeah, and this is
which
the
is
thing.
why, and guess what? Which is one reason, which is why Henry Cavill actually had to audition in a
And this is
replica of the Christopher Reeve Superman suit.
the thing here. I didn't really like the Alex. I don't like this Superman. Period. There's nothing about this Superman I like.
What? Oh yeah, the new Superman,
Yes, there's nothing
played
about
by David
this
Corn
Superman
Sweat.
that I like because when I look at him, I just want to walk up to him, rip the suit off of him, throw it on the ground, and say, "Look, man, stop."
Yeah, yeah, James Gunn. Well, but guess what? James Gunn did make his Superman movie political and did say that it's about immigration. Yes, yeah, Superman is an immigrant, but that doesn't make him like a foreign. What?
But then I'm gonna tell you like this here. I'm gonna tell you like this here. Number one. He disrespected Superman.
Yeah,
He disrespected Superman in a multitude of ways. One, Superman would never, never allow anything to happen to anybody. But in his movie, his Superman acts like he's putting himself in the place of God.
yeah. Sure, Henry. Sure,
Because
man does
no,
have
because
some godlike
no,
elements in his
no.
story.
Bear with me, bear with me. There's a scene in Christopher Reeve's Superman where he's flying straight up into the air and he starts glowing, right? Like a small sun. They took
Yeah,
that out because they felt as though Superman should not put himself in the place of God.
yeah. And guess what? Yeah, and Henry. Yeah,
And
sure. God.
and
Sure, Superman's like this godlike being, but he's not God. He's an alien who
he's an
happens to have
alien.
all these powers and stuff. One thing I don't like about Dave Cornsweat Superman is that they decided to make him weaker than other Superman versions of Superman. Like Superman's supposed to be this all powerful being, and he's only supposed to become weak. What? Okay, I'll be there in a second. He's only supposed to be weak when he's when
No,
he's
kryptonite.
when he comes in contact with kryptonite.
But
But
when it
for
comes down to it, in this Superman, sunlight hurts him. Sunlight hurts him. He can be taken out by a lead bullet or a lead pellet. It can knock him out of the sky. You can hit him with a brick, and it would knock him unconscious. That kind of
yeah,
thing.
Henry Cavill was a better Superman, and he
But
actually
then,
looked. Yeah, and also Henry Cavill also resembled Christopher Reeves a little bit in the face.
he looks like the Superman out of the comic book.
Yeah,
Seriously, he
David
got the
Cornsweet.
chin. He got the
David
chin.
Cornsweet just looks like a
A
just looks like
younger
a great
version.
value. David Cornsweet looks like a generic off-brand version of Henry Cavill as Superman. His
Yeah,
look,
and
he
he's
resembles
not.
Henry Cavill, but the joke
He's
is,
not even.
it's
He's
like
not even the
they
same
didn't want
size.
Henry Cavill to back as Superman, but they replaced him with a guy who still looks like him.
I know. And then right
He right,
as a smack in the face, right, to
yeah,
Henry Cavill, right? They want Henry Cavill to do a cameo on that show The Boys. He wouldn't do it. And if I was him, I wouldn't have done it either. I wouldn't have done it. Okay. That won't be necessary. No, it will not. It won't be necessary. It's like it's like I'm telling you, you don't have to prove anything. Just you don't have to prove anything. Just behave yourself. That's all I'm saying. And for those of you who are probably listening, she has. I'll just write it in the stream because I'll just write it in the stream because I'll just put it there because okay, can't do it, but okay, now I can do it. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just hold on. It's like
but in my opinion, and
um,
also one thing that Henry Cavill did better than did Corn Sweat is that Henry Cavill actually did a lot of his own stunts in the first Man of Steel movie. That's when he really went all out with the role of Superman. He really, because he felt that he needed, he wanted to, he wanted it to be he wanted to be something special for fans, and he wanted to know that it was actually him doing a lot of his stunts, including a lot of flying stuff, and you know,
I
yeah. So
mean, it's like
Henry Cavill, and also Henry Cavill chose to actually bulked up a lot for the role, but the natural way without steroids. He revealed that he didn't want to use steroids because he felt that it would be an insult to the character Superman because Superman never used steroids, and Superman's supposed to embody, like it's supposed to look like he has the whole weight of the world on his shoulders. So he trained hard and really, and yeah, yeah,
it's like it's like I said though. People always say that that's the way to go, but shortcuts don't get you nothing but problems. They
yeah.
don't.
So he and man, like when you look at Henry Cavill and his muscular body, it just screams Superman.
I know. But then
Like,
when you look at Christopher Reeve, he is the embodiment of the Man of Steel.
yeah, yeah. Christopher Reeves was a perfect live action Superman for for the time that his Superman movie came out, which was 1978. And he actually looked so much like the character who the current comic book version of Superman that was around in that time period.
I know, but
But it that and but yeah, but remember the whole campy stuff that was in the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. It doesn't translate well with them in modern times. So yeah, when you have when then like of course your man's supposed to be like this happy kind of
yeah, but I'm just
lucky
saying.
archive character for the working live action in modern times. He does have to adapt with the times, and Henry Cavill Superman did that perfectly in Man of Steel and
But
Batman vs Superman Dawn of
but
Justice because he had to
but
deal with
what?
stuff that Christopher Reeve
But
Superman didn't have to deal with, like like social media, the news, the and the government labeling him as a little bit of a threat, you know. And man, there was that in Batman vs Superman. There was that that government lady who
Amanda Waller.
no, not Amanda Waller. I'm talking about this that blonde chick, the one who the one that it was asked, does the world need a Superman? And she was like,
Yeah, she
this
was.
one.
Yeah, she was the one that replaced Lois Lane, actually. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
got that blonde chick who she she's the same actress who voices the wife Elastigirl in the Incredibles movie.
yeah, no. But what I'm
I
saying
don't
is,
remember her character in Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. Her character was interviewed and asked, "Does the world need a Superman?" And guess what? Her response was, "Well, there is one." But the way she said basically says that shows that her character don't believe that the world needs a Superman. No. And remember, and Henry Cavill based his portrayal of Superman on what Superman would actually be in real if he was real, which was people would see him as a threat. Some people would see him as a threat, and he
most
because of
people
him
would see
being
him as
so
a
all
friend.
this type of being, and
Most
he
people would
wanted
see
he
him as a
wanted
friend.
to
But
portray him
then,
like what he would actually be like in real life.
yeah, some people would say he's a friend. Some people would say he's an enemy. I mean, just like it was just like Martian Manhunter said. Some people would see him as a friend. Some people would see him as an enemy. Some people would fear him. I mean, he was right. He was right, and they got that out of Justice League, the New Frontier, the movie, the cartoon that was made in the 1920s.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was also a comic book. You remember because the Flash didn't have his red suit. He had the helmet. Remember? He had that helmet, the lightning bolt. Because the first
I know
Flash
what you're
was
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah,
they messed up. They
yeah.
messed up. The first Flash wasn't Jay Garrick. The first Flash was wasn't it somebody named Court? It was a
There was
physicist
no
named
one before Jay
Court.
Garrick, Ray.
Yeah, it was actually
Who? Because the
somebody
only
named
one I
Court.
remember being before Barry Allen was Jay Garrick, and there was no one before that.
You sure? Because
Yeah, look it up.
when I
Alexa,
did that,
was there a Flash before Jay Garrick?
From MovieWeb.com. In the DC Comics, Jay Garrick was the very first version of the Flash,
See,
with Barry Allen making his debut in 1956.
canceled. See that? I was right. There was no one before Jay Garrick. You heard
well,
my thing.
well, it's not me who did the research. Somebody else did it. I was just following them. But
Whoever said that doesn't know what they're talking about.
but
I remember
I but
I grew up with
in
reading comic books and stuff, and remember I told you I used to check out that giant book from the elementary school library that when I
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was just chock full of golden age comic books, including the origin of Jay Garrick.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. Um, the guy who did the research, right? He works for that Wikipedia thing that does the Reddit thing,
Yeah,
and I went by what he said,
that guy
which I
Wikipedia.
really shouldn't, which I really
Frank,
shouldn't have never
never
done.
trust Wikipedia because people change stuff on there all the time.
Which I never should have done in the first place. Because I don't
Yeah,
think
I
that
mean,
dude knew what the heck
you
he was
remember
talking about.
Ren? Hey, man, you heard my Alexa thing. It literally said Jay Garrick was the very first Flash, and that Barry Allen was introduced in 1956.
56.
Yeah, yeah,
Jay Garrick was the older brother of damn. But then there's a Jay Allen who was his character was based off of Jay Garrick.
yeah,
Where did he come from? Because as far as I know, Barry Allen had no siblings.
yeah. Remember, I don't know. They did it all. No, all that Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff.
I know that's that DC
Changed, it
52
changed
stuff.
stuff.
Come
It
on.
changed a lot of
I know.
timeline, also
I know.
origin.
And then you got speedsters popping up all over the place. You got Godspeed running around creating variants of himself. You got you got this guy Jay Garrett all of a sudden, and then you got Jay Allen popping out of a place in a red flash suit. I mean,
Yeah, Jay
what's
Garrick.
all
Yeah,
that?
but hey, at least DC Comics felt that Jay Garrick was an important enough was important enough to bring back in the form of when they did a new B2 comic book storyline.
They
When they
did.
brought it back as the Earth 2 Flash.
Yeah, they brought back John Wesley Shep, who was Barry Allen for a time,
Yep, and
and that's the
even
that's
brought
the.
back Mark Hamill as the trickster, except
I know,
in
but
the version of him that John Wesley Shipp, Jay Garrick, was interacting with in the Flash TV series looks sort of like the Joker, kind of.
what I'm saying is that version of Barry Allen that John Wesley Shep played, right? He had, as far as I know, the Flash had no siblings.
Yeah, he
The
did.
Flash,
That
the
character
Flash.
Jay Allen. They, I've watched behind the scenes stuff about the John Wesley Shipp Flash TV series, and it turns out there were characters created just for the TV show, including Jay Allen. And when they were developing the world of the show, they looked to Tim Burton's Batman for inspiration, which is why
The
the
streets look like they're
Central City
dark and gritty.
in that Flash TV series has kind of a Batman 1989 vibe to it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the thing, and I've said it to other comic book readers, because I had this conversation with them online. Um, I told them like this because a lot of people mention this to me, and I debunk it every time they do. They tried to say that they tried to say that Godspeed was created was a very was a well, he was created on that Earth as a replacement because our Flash disappeared into the time stream, but they said that they had him frozen, to take that Flash's place in case something goes on. But
Yeah,
I don't believe that because Pollux was created by in the comic book. Pollux was supposed to be created by Dr. McGee as a clone of Barry
there's
Allen.
there's also that one Flash film that was basically an evil Batman version of the Flash. And
Yeah,
it
but
in all red.
we
If you don't
talking
remember,
about
that character popped up in the CW Flash TV series.
he was wearing all red. But to distinguish our Flash from that Flash, remember Dr. McGee changed his suit. Remember in the Shep series, she
Well,
changed his suit. She remade it completely.
Yep.
Remember because in the first episode of the Flash when he went up against the all red Flash, he had to run so fast that when the other Flash was trying to catch him, he couldn't catch him. He tried to grab him, but the guy ran out of his suit. He was just out of his suit. All you saw was the suit standing there, and he was gone.
Yep.
That's all you saw.
Everybody, the reason why I'm not in the chat right now is because my tablet is actually charging right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of figured, but that's
My
okay though
charger and
because
my charger uses the exact same kind of charger cable as my cell phone, a C cable one. So
I know, I know. But this is the thing though. It's like,
and guess what, right? When the Snyderverse was still a thing, there was
what?
there was going to be a live action Green Arrow movie that was going to be part of the Snyderverse. But guess what? Guess who they wanted for the role of Oliver Queen in it?
Oh,
Actor Charlie Hunnam, that blonde actor from Sons of Anarchy.
no. If
Yeah,
I
they
was going,
wanted him
if I
for the
was
part
going to
because
cast, if I was going to
he
cast Green Arrow,
actually looked like the comic book version of the character.
yeah, but so did
Guess
Stephen
what?
Amell. So
But he
did
tried to
Stephen Amell and Justin Hartley. They both look like book versions of Green Arrow.
But guess what? Charlie Hunnam turned it down. But what's funny is for multiple years though, before even during the early stages of the Snyderverse, people were always telling him that he looks just like Oliver Queen for the comic books. And what's funny is he actually had never read comic, and he's like, why do so many people want me to play this character? Do I look like him or something? And so
But
everyone was like, yes.
but you
And he
got to
was like,
remember.
well, Warner Bros., why don't you call me then?
Well, little fun fact: Justin Hartley
Then,
and Stephen
of
Amell,
course, when
they're
they
both.
actually offered him the part, he turned it down. Remember, this was this was way after the Arrow TV series on CW when they
Yeah,
offered him the.
but you got to remember Stephen Amell and Justin Hartley. They are both experienced archers, both of them, and that's what brought realism to the TV show.
So
They're
actually,
both experienced archers.
you guys' first name wrong. It's
Oh,
actually Stephen.
Stephen. They're both
He pronounced it Stephen.
Stephen. They're
Stephen
both
Amell. Yeah,
they're
Amell. Yeah.
both they're both experienced archers. That's what
Yeah,
brought the
Justin
show realism.
Hartley did do a good job as the character for in the Smallville TV series. The only
Yeah,
thing
he
I
did.
wish that they would have did with his version of the character is actually give him the beard that the character had in comics. That's the only
He
thing
would
they.
he wouldn't have looked right with the beard being that young. Seriously.
Yeah, but guess what?
Some
Nowadays,
people
a lot of
just
times
don't look
Justin
right.
Hartley is actually asked about whether or not he would ever return as his Oliver Queen for Smallville. And
Yeah.
guess what he says? He says,
Right.
I don't know. There's always a
Well,
chance.
what's the name told what's the name even said that if they ever did like a crossover where it was a chance for Tom Welling to come back and be Clark Kent, he would do it. He said that Michael Rosenbaum he would do it.
And guess what? It's funny to say that. Last year in 2024, Ray, Tom Welling revealed that during Halloween he dressed up as Superman and went and took his kids trick or treating. And when he saw himself in the mirror, and it made him realize that he now actually wants to wear Superman's suit in a Superman movie or series. Remember when he did Smallville, he did Smallville on one condition, which was that he would never have to put on the suit, and that's one reason why they changed the series to make it more about a younger Clark Kent, and stuff that leads to him becoming Superman. Yeah, basically changing his story. Yeah, but for years, John Welling has always said that he would never want to put the suit on. But in 2024, during Halloween, he dressed up as Superman to take his kids trick or treating, and he saw himself in the mirror and made him realize that he now wants to do actually wear the suit and be Superman again.
I
What are
mean,
your thoughts on that?
when I first saw him as young Clark Kent, I thought, damn, Superman, damn, Superman, damn, Superman.
He was,
That's
and
what I thought.
he actually did a great job as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And
Even
guess
though,
what?
even though,
Um, Actor John Schneider, who from the Dukes of Hazzard, who plays Superman's Earth dad in Smallville, actually
yeah,
revealed that he actually based his version of the character on Uncle Jesse from the Dukes of Hazzard.
yeah, yeah. I kind of figured that, but no.
And guess what? There was an episode of Smallville that actually guest starred the actor who played Luke Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard TV series. And there was
Uh,
a scene that actually in the episode that references the Dukes of Hazzard in the form of John Schneider picking him up in a light blue 69 Dodge Charger as a little nod to the Dukes of Hazzard TV series.
they got in the car and drove away, huh? Uh,
Yeah, but guess what though? After he gets in the car, in the Dodge Charger, John Schneider starts telling him that he should not be. He needs to change his mind about endorsing Lex Luthor for president.
yeah.
Endorsing him is a bad idea.
But this is the thing that gets me.
And
This is the thing that gets me.
do you remember that episode?
Yeah, this is the thing that gets me. After the Dukes of Hazzard wrapped, right? The last two General Lees and that Jeep, right,
Yeah.
was actually given to them, right? John Snyder kept one, Tom Walpett kept one, and the girl kept the Jeep.
Yeah.
And
Guess what? Yeah, and the sad thing about John Schneider is that after the Dukes of Hazzard, his career didn't really
didn't really take off.
his career stalled a lot, and a lot of projects that he did long after the Dukes of Hazzard, like in the late '90s and 2000s, a lot of them were like made for the Sci-Fi Channel movies and stuff. But guess
Yeah,
what?
but you,
He did play the voice of the narrator in that one Dukes of Hazzard movie called The Dukes of Hazzard: The Beginning,
yeah,
which was a prequel to which was supposed to be act as a prequel to the Dukes of Hazzard TV series, and also as a prequel to the Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott Dukes of Hazzard movie, because of the fact that they brought Willie Nelson back as Uncle Jesse in it. Yeah,
I
so
really
yeah, the reason why they did the Dukes of Hazzard to begin reign was because they wanted to undo some dumb decisions that were made with the Johnny Knoxville, John William Scott Dukes of Hazzard movie, which was that they made Johnny Knoxville's Luke Duke the good-looking one and the smart one, and Sean William Scott's Bo Duke just the dumb one.
I know.
And they
Bo was not stupid. That's one thing. That's one thing.
and they so they wanted to they wanted to undo that dumb decision by with the when they were doing the Dukes of Hazzard the beginning movie. Yeah, they made it more like the TV series. Bo Duke being the dumb, good-looking one, and Luke Duke being the smart one. And
But what I'm saying is,
for some reason, they chose to give Daisy Duke a whole origin in the film. You know how she came up with her Daisy Duke shorts, and you know
now
that thing
see,
I did not like. They gave her they made her this very nerdy chick who was very interested in Christianity and wanting to wait for to have sex until she's married and stuff, and then
wow,
turn her into Daisy Duke. Into the Daisy Duke that we know from the TV series, which is dumb. Like, because how do you go from being a very nerdy chick who's very interested about waiting till marriage to have sex to being the very tough and very independent Daisy Duke that we know from the TV series?
I know. And then the put a spin on it. They totally made this Daisy do a total. They made her a smart one. You know, Daisy was smart. She also could do a lot.
And
She also had a lot of skills.
and uh,
But
yeah, so
yeah,
basically, the Dukes of Hazzard at the beginning is both a prequel to the TV series, even though it's set in modern times, and is also a prequel to the Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott Dukes of Hazzard movie. Yeah, but guess what? The only thing is, it didn't have the same directors as the Sean William Scott Johnny Knoxville one. They got the guys who directed the Johnny Knoxville one are the same guys who directed Super Troopers. You know, Kevin Heffernan and those guys. But
but
yeah, they didn't return for the prequel. In fact, the prequel was actually made by the but actually made by the studio that does the made for movies that are made specifically for the Stars movie channel. You know, Anchor Studios, I think it was called.
yeah.
And
But
yeah,
what I'm saying it's just a lot of hooey when it comes down to that.
yeah. But I'll be right back, Rick.
But I'll just say this.
Yep, I'm back. Ray, you know, the funny thing about the Dukes of Hazzard Begin movie, Ray, is that the actor who played Enos in it, also played Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns.
Yeah, I know this.
And then that actor also went on to star in another movie with Brandon Routh called Dylan Dog, which didn't do very well in theaters.
Yeah.
But then after that, he went on to star in that Sci-Fi Channel TV show called Being Human, which was actually an American remake of a BBC America TV series that was also called Being Human. That was
And by
about
a
a
bunch of
vampire, a werewolf, and a female ghost living together. You know, and if you don't remember, in the American version on the Sci-Fi Channel, the vampire is actually played by the same guy who actually voiced Darth Maul in the Star Wars: The Clone Wars cartoon series, and was also the voice of a Star Wars character in one of the Star Wars video games.
yeah, I was like,
What's funny is this actor is also a lot of times this actor is on many fan casting lists for the role of Batman. Yeah, a lot of people actually think he would make a good Batman. But of course, if you look
I
at his
was like,
face, you can actually see why he does look like Bruce Wayne a lot.
I don't know. All I know is it kind of got me that it kind of got me that you know it kind of got me that when you're doing things like these broadcasts and stuff like that,
Yeah,
how
that's
people
good.
use the forum,
My tablet's
how
charging enough, so now I can actually go
what
into the
gets me
live stream now.
what get me is how people use the forum to literally mess with others and they don't care what
Yeah,
they do. They just do it and whatever.
yeah. Look, then
I mean, I mean, like Roxy is our number one fan for today.
yeah,
She's also a moderator. I made her a moderator. She's a
okay.
standard mod. She's a,
Need
She's a
need
standard
to find
mod.
this too.
She's a standard mod. She's not a managing mod. Managing mod will stay with me. This way, I have control over what
But
happens.
we there we
Because
go.
in order for anybody to be managing mod, they have to earn it. It
Yeah,
says
now I
nobody.
understand that.
And it says nobody has proven that they're worthy of it. It stays with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, but it's a good thing. The good thing, Roxy and I are both worthy to be moderators.
Mm, I wasn't gonna have.
I'm worthy because
mo-
you and I are really good friends, so you trust me.
I wasn't gonna have. I wasn't gonna have moderators after having Isabella and them as mods and stuff started happening after that.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna have them as. I wasn't gonna have mods at that time.
you know what?
But
One thing I thought, you want to know what I find interesting? The fact that even though the Superman the animated series version of Superman and the Justice League Unlimited version of Superman are supposed to be the same Superman, they're voiced by different they're voiced by two different voice actors.
one is voiced by Tim Daly. That's the Superman animated series.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if you look at them, they're both, you can tell they're supposed to be the same Superman.
yeah.
Yeah, but the act and the what the actor the voice actor who voices Superman and Superman in Justice League Unlimited was actually a soap opera actor before he did Justice League Unlimited. He starred in a soap opera,
Yeah,
but guess what? In
his
the soap
name was
opera in the soap opera he starred in, Ray, uh, his character had a very unnatural relationship with his mom. Yeah, in fact, the character's mom. He and his mom in the soap opera were secretly had a were secretly sleeping together in the soap opera.
but what I'm saying is what I'm saying is the actor you're talking about is his name is Dan Gutierrez.
Yeah, and you know what's ironic? The one funny thing is the actor who voiced Superman in the that one animated Superman movie that was based on the death of Superman storyline.
Yeah.
You know who that actor was?
Who?
The guy that it was Jerry O'Connell.
You mean the My Secret Identity guy?
Jerry O'Connell, yeah, the guy from that he also
Yeah,
starred in Kangaroo. He also starred in that movie Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack and Crossing Jordan. Stand
Guess
by
what?
Me.
Okay? President Trump is finally um suing Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I'm just gonna say it like this, Kimmel. If I was you, I'd leave town. Screw
Jimmy
this. This is
Kimmel
worth it.
Jimmy Kimmel's an idiot because he it's like he's not even funny anymore.
I
It's
mean,
like now
first
it's
of
like
all, it's a setup. First of all, it's a setup. You do this to garner ratings, but all you did was get yourself sued.
yeah, I mean like he hates Trump, right? And he just like so many other celebrities who have gone crazy because of they're on their supporters of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Democratic
Um,
Party, they've
I
gone
didn't.
way they've gone way too far left to
I
the point
didn't.
where they're a joke now.
Yeah.
And look at
I didn't
Gavin
really.
Newsom, the governor of Los Angeles. he look how he handled the L.A. wildfires.
If
He was
we
an
don't
idiot.
want, say like, if we don't want people to make rude comments, we can just turn off the live chat. Just
Yeah, but anyway, back to Superman.
say,
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell played voice Superman in that. Yeah, even but there were people who were like when he was announced that he was going to be voicing Superman in it, people were like, "Really? You choosing that guy?"
the My Secret Identity, dude.
Yeah,
Oh man,
the guy from King or Jack.
you're like, dude. What? I'm like, dude. Wasn't you on Sliders? No, seriously, didn't
Like,
you on Sliders?
and
And the
guess
guy
what?
who
Even turns out even you know that actor from that who played the robot in iRobot. Even he voiced Superman before.
the actor who played in iRobot, who
He's
voiced the son.
he's an English actor, but he's been in a ton of things, including Firefly, and he played Steve the Pirate in Dodgeball: A Trinidad Story.
Oh, him. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it turns out he plays a voice Superman too.
So did and Jason, not Jensen Ackles voiced Batman, didn't he? For a time, he does have credits to that.
You know that to this day, people are still trying to get Warner Brothers to cast Jensen Ackles as a live
As
action
Batman.
version of
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, they are. I agree with them.
He
I
would
agree with
make
them.
a good Batman, and he is a good actor. He
But
Mary, he started out in soap opera. He started out he got his start in a soap opera, right? The Days of Our Lives. So
oh yeah, he played what's it called, his boyfriend.
so he does have the acting chops to play a character like Batman, and he has played a superhero before. You know, his character in Soldier Boy in the Boys series on Amazon Prime.
The only character I didn't like on The Boys was Homelander. I hate Homelander. I don't like Homelander. I don't think anybody likes Homelander. He's nothing but a watered down,
Character.
whiny version. He's nothing but a watered down, whiny version of Superman that was created in a laboratory.
Yeah, and but it's funny is he's one of many comic book characters
There is
who are full on rip-offs of Superman, which includes
not
that Marvel character Sentry, and
Sentry
also
and
Kingfisher's
Hyperion.
dad in that show in Invincible.
Remember Hyperion
Yeah,
and Hyperion and Avengers and Omni Man.
yeah, it's like Superman is so popular that comic book companies, like so many
I
comic book
mean,
companies, like to create
people even
characters that are basically
people
rip-offs of him.
people even say that Ralph was a watered down, scaled back, goofy version of Superman that never should have been made. The greatest
Yeah,
American hero. And you know who said that?
yeah.
You know who said that? I can
Who?
tell you who said it, but you'd be shocked. It wasn't the guy who created the greatest American hero. It was that guy who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Josh
Joss
Whedon.
Whedon. Huh.
Josh, the guy Whedon said it. Whedon
You know
said it,
what
and that
happened
other
to Joss
guy,
Whedon? He
the
ruined it.
guy, yeah, he did. The guy Josh Whedon did it. He said it, and then he backed it. He backed up the other guy who said it, right? But When it came down to facing Stephen J. Cornell about the character, they didn't say nothing about the great threat. The room was silent. Everybody knew that if you said something about that one character, Stephen Cornell was going to fire you.
What's
He was
funny
going
is,
to
yeah,
fire you.
the funny thing is, it's funny that Joss Whedon went from directing the first two Avengers movies to
Buffy,
uh
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
a uh to directing the theatrical cut of Justice League, basically replacing Zack
You
Snyder.
know, they're coming out with another. They're trying to come out with another Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a revival series. And it has Sarah Michelle Gellar returning, and they revealed that even some characters who died in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series will be coming back.
I know. Spike,
And
Harmony.
Miss
Um,
Spike probably. Remember the actor who
yeah,
played Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer actually based his character Spike on that on fan that on Billy Idol.
yeah, the flamboyant Billy Idol.
You know why? You wanna know why he did that? The reason why he did that is because he had
Mm.
never played a vampire before, and he, and the closest thing he could think of was Billy Idol. So he based his portrayal on Billy Idol and his look on Billy Idol.
I was watching Christopher Lambert on the internet, and he says like this. He says one guy in the panel said, "Mr. Lambert," he said, just call me Chris. And him and the guy is talking. He goes, if they ever wanted to do a Highlander revival where they revived the series and brought back Connor and
Do you
Duncan.
know that they are doing a reboot of the Highlander, right?
Yeah. And he said like this.
Going to
He
start
said
Henry
like this.
Cavill.
He said like this. I would do it. I would
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, they're
But he said the only way I would do it is if you bring back Adrian Paul. Bring him back. Bring back the girl. Bring back that woman who played Tess, and get the guy Stan Kirsch. I'll do it then.
guess yeah they're and guess who's going to be directing this new Highlander reboot movie that's going to star Henry Cavill as the
Who?
Highlander.
Please not
The guy
that.
who directed the guy who directs the John Wick movies.
Oh, him? Okay.
Yeah,
I
in
like I
fact,
like those. I like those as well.
they first announced this reboot a few years ago, actually, Ray, and they're
Even
yeah.
though even though Keanu Reeves said that John Wick was one of his best characters,
You know what's funny
I
is
kind of looked at it like, what? John Wick? I watched the
it's
movie.
gonna be
I was like, I
interesting.
see one.
It's gonna be pretty interesting when Keanu Reeves actually returns as John Constantine, but
I
in
just can't,
that Constantine 2 movie they're working on.
but I just can't see him. If they do this, if they do a series based around John Wick, I just can't see him doing it.
And guess
I
what?
mean, I mean, it would
But
be, it
guess
would be,
what
it would
though?
be too cinematic
They
though.
confirmed that the Constantine 2 movie they're working on that's gonna have Keanu Reeves returning as John Constantine. They confirmed it's gonna be part of uh of the new DC universe created by James Gunn. So, which means that we'll be seeing a more comic book accurate version of John Constantine, played by Keanu Reeves this time.
And what I didn't like was the fact that when when um when when he did Constantine with that other actor Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
he I don't care what nobody said. Keanu could have fired him for the stuff he was doing. Coming on the set high, coming on set drunk, starting
One
fights with
problem,
everybody, starting fights with everybody. Come on, man.
the one problem I really have with Keanu Reeves' version of John Constantine is the fact that his version looks nothing like the character.
You mean the
I mean,
blonde-haired,
it's
smoking
like
type?
it's like they only used the very essence of the character for his portrayal. Like his character, his version is still an asshole, like John Constantine, like the comic
Yeah,
version. And his
yeah, but
character is
that's
a
kind of
chain
cold
smoker.
though.
His version is a chain smoker, just like the comic book
Yeah,
version.
yo,
And
but that's kind of cold
his
though. Don't you
version
think?
is a con artist slash demonologist and exorcist, like in the comic version. Except that's it.
Yeah,
And,
strike the last part where he said, yeah, strike that. But that is kind of an act view on things.
and
Seriously.
the director of the movie did reveal that he wished that he would have done a more comic book accurate Constantine movie when he did the first one.
Yeah, everybody said
But
that they wish they had
but
done
he
it.
was under
But
pressure from Warner Brothers
to
to
finish the
make
movie.
and Warner Brothers was kept interfering with the movie, and
It's,
they and of course
yeah,
the reason why they wanted Keanu Reeves for the role of John Constantine in it was because he was a very popular actor at the time because of the Matrix movies,
Bill and Ted.
and they they felt that he
It would give
and
a validity to it.
and that they thought he could pull off playing a character like John Constantine, except they didn't even make him look like the character. They
Nah,
kept black hair. They didn't even make him look scruffy looking like the character.
like they
We all
kept the
know
suit.
that in the comic
Where's
books,
the where's the yellow suit and where's the yellow suit and the brown trench coat?
in
Where's
the
that?
comic he wears a shirt, tie, black pants and a belt, black dress shoes, and a light tan colored trench coat,
Trench coat.
and has blonde hair and looks scruffy looking, like he hasn't shaved in a few days.
Hey
But
man,
we
you would look
don't know
scruffy too.
why Keanu Reeves didn't even attempt to do a British accent in the movie, because
You'd
he
be
did a
scruffy
terrible
too if
job
you didn't
of
shave
of
every
it
day.
in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Remember that?
Yes, I do. But you would
And
look
guess
scruffed up
what?
too if you didn't shave for
Even
a
the
couple days.
director of Bram Stoker's Dracula said that even he thinks that Keanu Reeves casting in Bram Stoker's Dracula was a mistake.
Yeah.
And guess what? It turns out when Keanu Reeves was doing Bram Stoker's Dracula, he kept having to stop himself from saying the word "dude" all the time, because he was
He
still
was doing Bill and Ted.
he
Doing the
still
Bill.
it was like May a year or two after he did the second Bill and Ted movie. So he developed a little bit of a bad habit of saying "dude" all the
I
time.
kind of didn't like the second Bill and Ted.
And
I ain't gonna lie to you, it was not my favorite one, but
guess what? The guy who directed Bill and Ted 2 actually cameos in Bill and Ted 2, in the scene where they're buying supplies to build those robots.
Oh,
When they're buying supplies to build a robot version of themselves, there's a part where they're in the store and they go walk through an aisle and they pass by this dude wearing a black leather jacket. And that dude wearing a black leather jacket was actually the director.
what I didn't like about the Bill and Chet thing, I'll be perfectly honest. I felt like it was a ripoff of Doctor Who. Seriously,
Rip
a
off of
ripoff
what?
of Doctor Who. A ripoff of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it kind of was. Except they changed a lot of stuff in it, but they changed just enough of stuff that it wasn't a full-on ripoff, though. Like, remember Doctor Who time machine? Space. The Doctor's ship, the TARDIS,
Yeah, totally.
is made to look like an old 1900s police phone booth. But
I know in 19, I know in
guess what
19,
in the movie, and guess what
it looked like a Dragon phone booth.
the one in Bill and Ted is actually a 1980s phone booth. So
I was looking at this thing from Japan, and I happened to spot this. You know, they got a robot version of Scarlett Johansson.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What in the? No, I mean they actually built this thing to scale. I'm serious.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about. This guy went and built this female robot back in the mid 2000s. It was when I was still in high school, Ray, and
Yeah,
its body had a very like rib like look to it, but the guy made it look like Scarlett Johansson because he was a big fan of Scarlett Johansson.
but what
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
saying
we're talking
is,
about. But it happened when I was still in high school, right?
what I'm saying is the dude. It looked kind of weird to see the thing walking around in a Black Widow suit.
Yep.
What the heck? The first thing I thought when I saw, oh, let's go, Johan. What are you doing in Japan? You're supposed to be with Disney. What you doing? But then when I turned the lights out, saw the light coming from her eyes, I was like, yeah, it's not Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. Guess what, Ray? Turns out, even Robert Downey Jr. is clashing with Marvel Studios right now because of that dumb Ironheart series. Yeah, it turns out part of his current contract with Marvel that involves, him starring in stuff and also stuff that leads up to him playing Doctor Doom in the Avengers Doomsday. Actually, part of his contract actually involved him having to endorse the Ironheart series and also insult fans and call them bigots and stuff. But guess what? He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do that though. He understands that he doesn't want to ruin his reputation that he has with the Marvel fans, and he refuses to do it. And even if it's in his contract, and guess what? He keeps clashing with Bob Iger and Kevin Feige, and yeah, and that he said that he will not say anything about the Ironheart series that has to do with DEI or any of that. Uh, But his contract says that he's supposed to, and guess what? He won't do it. It just clashes with his beliefs and stuff. And even he understands that even he doesn't want to ruin his Iron Man legacy. Yeah, so yeah, even he's fed up with this woke stuff, right?
I agree with that
Yeah,
because
I mean, and the fact
I
that
agree
Disney
with
and
the
Marvel are still calling us fans racist and bigots is just complete freaking nonsense. Like, we're not racist or bigots. We're just sick and tired of all this dumb LGBT stuff and race swapping stuff and white characters being replaced with black characters and us white people being labeled as bad guys in movies and stuff.
Did you know
And
Mira
also and that we're also sick and tired of Marvel and Disney dumbing down male characters in Marvel movies to make female characters seem superior. Like,
yeah, I
have
know
you
it's like this.
did you notice that in Thor: Love and Thunder and also the Thor movie that came after that, Thor seemed a little bit goofier than usual,
Yeah,
like they were
I even
dumbing him down.
I even noticed that in Supergirl, Martian Manhunter is hundreds of years old. Right? He has knowledge from around the universe, but yet still Supergirl is smarter than him. Come on.
Yeah, and one thing I do like about James Gunn's there's one thing I like about James Gunn's new DC universe, which is the fact that he's not going full like woke with it. Like it turns out, remember when they were talks about Brie Larson and Tatiana Maslany uh trying to get James Gunn to cast more uh to uh to gender swap like DC comic characters for his DC universe, like and try like Hal Jordan now being a woman and stuff. But he wouldn't listen to them at all. Yeah, apparently they went to Warner Brothers and were trying to force him to make the Superman movie more woke. Like and but guess what? He wasn't having any of it. And I think I heard something about him actually having them both of them escorted out of his office by security. Yeah, even though his Superman movie is political, it's not 100% woke though. Like he kept Superman as as a white guy, which is how it should be, and he kept uh he kept all the characters how they should be kept. Like Guy Gardner is a white guy, but guess what? You wanna know how they created Guy Gardner's haircut for the Superman movie, Ray?
Based off of Moe's
They put a wig, they put a shaggy wig on Nathan Fillion, and they basically cut it and altered it with it on his head. So yeah, so that's not his real hair that you see in the movie. That's a wig he's wearing that has been altered. Yeah, it was a orange. It was an orange like shaggy wig and that they stuck on his head, and they start cutting it and stuff to give it that bowl haircut look that he had in the comics. Basically, the bowl haircut, which is the exact same haircut that Jim Carrey had in Dumb and Dumber.
Did you know that the woman that played Aquaman's daughter in Batman Beyond, uh, same woman that modeled for the template,
Huh?
the cartoon character of the cartoon character of Aquaman's daughter that was in the Batman Beyond series.
Yeah.
The woman that voiced her is the actual template model for the cartoon character itself. They based the
Wow.
character's likeness on her.
Yeah.
The only
Guess
difference,
what? And they the funny thing about Jason Momoa being cast as Lobo in James Gunn's Superman movie is the fact that for many years now, Jason Momoa had actually been trying to get cast as Lobo for a long time.
he
Even
said,
even before he was cast as Aquaman.
since the series, he said since he was on that show, he was trying to get cast as Lobo.
Yeah, I mean that series, the
Baywatch.
Baywatch show that he was
Yeah,
on.
yeah, he
You know,
said
the funny
Baywatch.
thing is, the funny thing is, like, he was pretty much born to play Aquaman, though. But but remember, he also starred because after Baywatch, he went on to star in that Stargate Atlantis series,
Yeah,
where he played a guy who was actually from Atlantis,
yeah. What was his name? Ronan.
which is kind of ironic, isn't it? He went from that to being cast as Aquaman. But we all know why why Zack Snyder chose him as Aquaman. He had to make Aquaman cool again because for many years Aquaman was seen as a joke because of how he was portrayed in the Super Friends.
Yeah, all he could do is talk to fish. He had no superpower.
And,
They,
and also it didn't help the fact that the the Super Friends version of Aquaman looked an awful lot like Fred Jones from Scooby Doo in the face.
it did help.
It did, though, if you look at him.
Yeah, he did,
Look
but
at
it
them
didn't
side
help.
by side. They resemble each other. They both have blonde hair. And their
Muscular.
faces, they resembled each other. It's like, it literally looks like Fred Jones dressed as Aquaman.
Yeah. But even you would have to say that even you would have to say that certain people are born to play certain characters. Like when you look when you watch Ghostbusters the movie and you look at the cartoon and you hear that voice, you hear Harold Ramis's voice, you automatically think Egon Spangler.
You know what's funny is, well, one thing I really loved in the Aquaman movie was the fact that they gave him the comic book orange and green Aquaman suit.
Yeah, the orange and green.
Yeah, it looked good on him because of his muscular build and stuff. And also, he and what's funny is his Aquaman also looks a lot like the Justice League Unlimited Aquaman too. If you look
I
at it,
know.
if you think about it.
I know. and that's what cracks me up. I mean, they did a lot of things, even 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 down to the evolution of Robin, the character Robin. Have you ever noticed that Ariel Winter looks exactly like Kyoko, Batman's Batman Sensei's daughter from Japan?
Yeah.
All you need to do is color her hair black, and she could be Kyoko.
You know what's funny? Like, remember, like how in. But the funny thing is, like, do you notice that Lex Luthor's assistant or secretary in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice is actually the same character that the same is actually from Batman the animated series.
That's Mercy, wasn't it?
Yeah, in is yeah they took she was from Batman the like they took the character from the Superman the animated series, who was also made appearances in Batman in uh the uh the later Batman and the animated series revival cartoon series, and like they made her a character in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Nah, but if you
It,
think about it,
it, what's funny is the actress who plays her in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, actually played another comic book character before, actually twice. She played that woman in the second Wolverine movie, the one where he goes to Japan. You know, the one that he has the one that he has protect while he's in Japan. And also she also starred in the Avengers Age of Ultron. Remember in the Avengers Age of Ultron, she played that scientist chick who ended up getting controlled by Ultron, mind controlled by him.
yeah.
But what's funny is after the Avengers Age of Ultron, though, her character was never seen again for some reason. Like, yeah, guess what, Ray? Did you
Well,
hear who might end up getting cast as the new James Bond?
who?
The Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man.
Oh, that's one thing
Yeah,
about
they're
that
looking
one.
for a younger actor. They want a younger actor because they want the new James Bond to be around for a long time, right? You know, so they don't have to recast a character, you know, for a while.
I kind of find it
And
a
because
shame.
one thing that so many people there's a that there's this really dumb fan theory that about James Bond has been going on for years that has been debunked on multiple occasions. And guess what? Is
What?
what this dumb fan theory is. This
What?
dumb fan theory claims that the name James Bond is just a spy code name given to different uh, MI6 agents, in that
No.
James Bond is more than one person.
James Bond was originally a character written by Ian Fleming.
Yeah, but it turns out but of course, this dumb fan theory has been debunked on multiple occasions and has even been debunked by Ian Fleming's daughter herself.
I know.
If you don't
I
know,
mean,
Ian
I mean,
Fleming's
I read
daughter,
the. I mean, I read the book.
yeah, even Fleming's daughter, who is actually owns the copyright on the James Bond books nowadays. Yeah, and which includes the the newer ones that are made nowadays. Some fan theory claims that 007 is not James Bond's code name, that James Bond is actually his code name. Yeah, to explain the fact that some fan theory is supposed to explain the fact that, explain why so many actors have played James Bond over the years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, dude, what I'm saying is, to be real, the way he wrote Ian Fleming, he wrote it to where James Bond was not a code name. James Bond was a designation given to one agent that was so high up in the chain of command in MI6. He had a license to kill.
Yeah, I know.
007
James
was a
Bond, yeah,
distinction.
yeah, but
007 was a distinction that no other agent have achieved.
this dumb fan theory is that's really stupid. It's it but explain why different actors have played James Bond over the years and why they have to recast him every few years. Look, but you and I both know the actual reason why they have to recast him every few years. Actors age, and in the book, James Bond is always depicted as a man in his late 20s, early 30s, and actors actors age over time, and so they have to recast the character every few years, and
I could
also
not I could not believe
some
what they
history
added
is
to that.
also supposed to explain why the James Bond movies are made out of order, are not released in the same are not in the same order as the book. Look, they just made the James Bond movies out of order, like uh, that's all it is. They just make the movies not out of order. Yeah, and originally the first James Bond movie that was going to star Sean Connery as James Bond was originally supposed to be Casino Royale, but they didn't have the budget and the resources to do Casino Royale, so they changed it to one of the next two books that came after Casino Royale, which happened to be Doctor No. Yeah, that's why we didn't get an actual proper Casino Royale movie until until Daniel Craig was cast. Because remember when they started doing the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, they chose to have his James Bond movies be be a reboot of the franchise because you know because Casino Royale was actually the first James Bond book, the very first one, and and they
I kind of thought that, damn, because what Ian Fleming said, Ian Fleming described the book, he said that 007 was a designation that was so high up on the government chain. It was only bestowed by the Queen herself
yeah, and
to an
Ian
agent that was
and
worthy of it.
you and I both know that that James Bond is just one man, and that some fan theory is just a fan theory and it's not true. I mean, this fan theory has even been debunked on multiple occasions. Yeah, look, they just have to recast the character every few years because actors who play a character obviously get older and stuff and age and stuff. I mean, look at Roger Moore. When Roger Moore did Octopussy, when he was doing Octopussy, he revealed he that it was going to be his last James Bond movie because he was getting way too old to still be doing all the sex scenes and stuff because he's old enough to be the female actress dad.
Probably. Yeah.
You know, and then he felt it was a little too weird to still be doing yeah.
And I feel as though a lot of actresses was cut out of parts. Like Kelly Cuoco, when they did the Star Trek thing, and they wanted Kirk to have a sibling or a long lost sibling. They
Yeah.
could have cast her, but they didn't. They scrapped the idea, and it didn't take place. But
But
the script was written.
they did give Spock a a sister though in Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, Michael Burnham.
He had a sister before
Michael
that.
Burnham. She later became captain of the USS Discovery.
Yeah, it was funny. And guess what? You know who plays Spock in Star Trek New World
Zachary
and on
Quinto.
Star Trek Discovery? Gregory
Who?
Peck's son.
Get,
Yeah, the son of legendary actor Gregory Peck.
get out of here, man.
Yeah, look
We're
it
talking
up.
about we're talking about Hollywood royalty, man.
Yep, look it up.
I mean, they even did the thing. They even did
Yeah,
the thing.
Gregory Peck's son who plays Spock in Star Trek New World, and also made his first appearance as Spock in Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. It's James. Yeah, it's basically the guy who ended up replacing Zachary Quinto as Spock in Star Trek Discovery is actually the son of a very, very legendary and iconic actor from the golden era of Hollywood, uh, Gregory Peck. Crazy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You can't get no more famous than that.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Alexa, who is Gregory Peck's son?
Gregory Peck's sons were Harry Paul Peck, John Peck, Tony Peck.
Yeah, but turns out Gregory Peck has multiple sons. So, yeah, but Gregory Peck actually had multiple sons. So, yes, one of them is Spock nowadays. I
Yeah.
forget the actor's name, though.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. That's kind of messed up. That is kind of messed up. Have you ever noticed that? And I noticed this, and people get mad when I point this out to them.
Yeah,
I was
is who plays Ethan Peck, who is one of actually he's not actually he's actually the grandson of Gregory Peck, not Gregory Peck's son. I had that wrong. He's actually the grandson of Gregory Peck. So yeah, his grandfather is actually Hollywood royalty, Randy. Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy.
Yeah, so the
Considering,
grandson of one of Hollywood's greatest legendary actors from the golden age of Hollywood is the current version of Spock.
that's what got me. I was like, damn, Spock, homie.
Yeah, so
But
basically you can't get more epic than that.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
Gregory Peck.
I mean,
Yeah,
they didn't even have.
such a
They didn't
brilliant
even.
technique. Even comic book artists used him as Bruce Wayne in a few different Batman comic books. Yeah, first they used his likeness for Bruce Wayne in Batman Year One. Then they used his likeness again for Kingdom Come.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and then it's like, dude, I kind of looked at it though like this: if you're gonna do something, don't do it half-ass. Do it all the way.
yeah. So of course, but in my opinion, Gregory Peck actually would have made a great live action Batman if they would have done, if they would have casted him as Batman at some point in his career, during his career.
Nah, but
Bruce Wayne.
what I'm saying is, there's a being as though he's the son of Gregory Peck or a grandson.
Yeah,
Damn,
he's a grand.
That's still Hollywood royalty, man. You can't get no
Yeah,
more
you
famous
can't
than
get more. That you can't get more epic than that.
you
I mean,
cannot get
the
more famous
grandson
than
of
yeah.
he's the grandson of a very legendary Hollywood actor from the golden age of Hollywood.
I mean, you can't get no more legendary than that. Seriously.
But before Star Trek New Worlds, before Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds, uh, the Gregory Peck's grandson um, was a fairly unknown actor. In fact, before Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the only thing I ever saw him in was a made-for-TV movie for that TV channel called Pixel, where he played a firefighter who becomes a romantic interest of a pop singer that he rescued from a fire. Yeah,
I can't get over that though, man. You can't get no more legendary than that.
So basically, Star Trek Discovery was actually his big break in the world of acting in Hollywood, Ray. Before Star Trek Discovery, uh, Gregory Peck's grandson was just an unknown actor who did a couple things here and there, including a movie made for the TV channel Pixel, where he played a firefighter who becomes the love interest slash boyfriend of a female pop singer that he saved from a fire. Yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. So basically, Star Trek Discovery was basically his big, huge acting break as an actor in Hollywood. And of course, it helped the fact that he happens to be the grandson of one of Hollywood's most legendary actors from the golden age of Hollywood, Gregory Peck. I mean, yeah, you're right. You can't get more. Yeah, that just screams Hollywood royalty right there. I mean, yeah. So basically, Yeah, some people even think that Gregory Peck would have made a great Superman too, Ray. Do you know that?
I don't think I would mess around with Hollywood royalty like that. I don't think so. Nah.
Look, well, of course, Gregory Peck was a great actor, but he, but he
Yeah,
would
but you,
be a
cer-
great live action Bruce Wayne though,
yeah, but
because
it's certain parts
he
you
did
don't
have
mess
the
with.
acting shot for to play a character like Batman, definitely.
Yeah, but
Yeah, of course, but
it's
I
certain
agree
parts.
though. Yeah, it's I agree with you though. But he, but of course, you can't blame comic artists for using Gregory Peck's
No,
likeness for Batman. Though.
what I'm saying is, it's certain parts you don't mess with.
Yeah, so basically, yeah. So, but isn't that crazy though that the grandson of Gregory Peck is 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 Spock nowadays?
No, man. But you gotta remember the actor who first played Spock was legendary too.
Yep,
On
Leonard Nimoy.
the original Mission Impossible, he played in one movie. He played in one show called what was it? I think it was the show with Bill Bixby where they played escape artists and stuff, and they kept escaping from stuff.
Don't forget, Leonard Nimoy also made appearances in the original Twilight Zone TV
Twilight Zone, Twilight Zone, The
like
Outer
James
Limits,
Shatner.
Night Gallery. He did the narration for season 3 of Unexplained Mysteries when Robert Stack took sick, and he did the narration for Transformers when they first introduced the Galvatron character in Transformers Generation One.
Yeah, and like
He has that voice that makes you think, "Damn, he's an evil bastard." I don't know.
yeah. So basically, yeah. So yeah, Leonard Nimoy is Hollywood royalty. But remember, Zachary Quinto had the privilege of playing the younger version of basically playing the younger version of Leonard Nimoy of playing an alternate universe version of Leonard Nimoy's Spock in the
Yeah.
J. Abrams Star Trek movies.
Um. Yeah, but in another J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Joey Delgado had the honor of playing what is it? He played Baby Spock in this show in the movie,
Oh, you hear this?
and
Guess what, Ray?
what?
Apparently, the Twitter account that was that the official Twitter account that was created for Elmo from Sesame Street was apparently recently hacked by hackers who posted who posted racist
Inappropriate.
on Elmo's account.
Yeah, like Elmo using the N word and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Elmo's X account targeted by hackers. Isn't that messed up? And even fictional characters
Not
like
safe.
Elmo aren't even safe from hackers. I mean, Elmo is a fictional character created for for an educational kids show. Yeah, and even he's not safe from hackers. Crazy is
I know my boy ain't super nuts. He ain't safe for nothing.
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah. So
oh, you
basically,
forgot one. Leonard Nimoy also played in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
yeah. So basically, you know what's
That
funny?
brother,
You know what's ironic? the fact that both Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner both starred in the original Twilight Zone TV series before both being cast in Star Trek.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
Not just them. DeForest Kelly.
even and guess what? Even George Takei was in the original Twilight Zone series too before he was cast in
Yeah,
Star Trek. You know, it's funny.
yeah,
It's like it's great. It's like all three of them happened. We're all happened to star in a few episodes of Twilight Zone of the Twilight Zone
but
before they
DeForest Kelly.
all three of them went on to star in Star Trek, which was
DeForest
basically
Kelly
changed
did what he
from
did
being
westerns
whatever.
before he did. DeForest Kelly did westerns before he did Star Trek. He did westerns.
Yeah, and it was fun. And guess what? The only problem I have with Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds is that they chose to make Captain Pike, Christopher Pike,
Yeah,
more like William Shatner, Captain Kirk.
yeah.
Yeah, because of it being set in an alternate timeline, an alternate universe.
But you got to remember. But you got
That
to
is
remember.
a little bit different from the original, from the
You gotta
regular
remember.
Trek universe.
Yeah, but you got
Even
to
though
remember.
certain things
Captain
start
Kirk didn't get his
changing,
command
but
until
yeah, and
you didn't get his command until after Pike became fleet captain and then admiral. Kirk took over the Enterprise, and
what's what's funny is, in my opinion, the actor who played Christopher Pike in Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds actually looks an awful lot like the actor who played Christopher Pike in the original Star Trek TV show from the '60s. He
you
does.
talking about
Like
you
him.
talking about Tab Hunter, right?
Yeah, he does look a lot. He does resemble him.
Yeah, he does. Especially the way he walks and how he talks too.
And but I just don't like that they chose to make the Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds version of Christopher Pike,
No,
like
no, but
like William Shatner's Captain Kirk. Yeah.
no, but in actuality, I was kind of weirded out when I first saw Star Trek Strange New World.
What?
Because the first thing I thought was, damn, didn't no, I mean like I thought, damn, didn't Tab Hunter die already? Or Jeffrey Hunter die already? Damn. That
Yeah.
mean you gotta be like a
Remember,
thousand years old.
but remember, but you can tell that but when you watch Star Trek Discovery, you can tell he took a few cues from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies for like the design of the interior of some of the Starfleet, starships.
Ships.
Yeah, and
Like I just thought that why design the Enterprise bridge to look like the J class Enterprise? It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be strange new worlds.
or like that you can tell he took some cues from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. I mean, just like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds are both set in an alternate universe. Yeah, I mean the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies
But you
are set
gotta
in
do it like this.
an altered version of the Star Trek timeline
For Kirk
called
to have command of
Time
the Farragut.
because of the fact that Leonard Nimoy Spock accidentally altered the timeline, which caused
Paradox.
which changes to Captain Kirk's origin and Spock's origin. Like, this is why when you first meet Kirk, he's like he is having a fight in a bar, and he's like a troublemaker and a cocky and brash and stuff. And see, and guess what? since they were going for an altered time for the first Star Trek movie, it gave Chris Pine full freedom to make his Captain Kirk different from William Shatner's. He didn't want to do an impersonation of William Shatner's Captain Kirk, because since it was set in an altered version of an altered timeline. So guess what Chris Pine based his Captain Kirk on?
What?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and Indiana Jones.
Oh, but you gotta remember, for Captain Kirk to command the Farragut at such a young age, Steve Gervich would never have existed.
So that's why Chris Pine's Captain Kirk seems an awful lot like Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but this is the thing when J.J. Abrams messed up.
The cocky and brash. He's cocky and brash. He has a sense of humor, and he's always sleeping with girls, including alien women.
But this is the thing. When Steve Gervich wouldn't have had existed, Spock would have been an ensign or a lieutenant. He wouldn't have never commanded a Farragut. Seriously. The Farragut was Pike's ship at first. You gotta remember. The Enterprise wasn't commissioned until 2264.
Yeah.
Which would have made it a trainee ship, which would have meant that Pike would have commanded the Enterprise as an admiral, not a captain. That's where JJ.
And one thing I really liked about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies is that they casted actors who resembled the original Star Trek actors a lot. Like Chris Pine looked a lot like a young William Shatner, and Zachary Quinto looks a lot like Leonard Nimoy, and Zoe Saldana, who looked a lot like the actress who played Uhura in the original Star Trek TV series.
Yeah.
She actually resembles her. And Simon Pegg does resemble
So what happened is
Body a lot.
Yeah. What happened?
And then there's that Asian actor from the
somebody made an account resembling his.
who plays Sulu in the J.J. Abrams movies. He looks a lot like George Takei. But yeah, but I love that when they did Star Trek 2 and they were doing Star Trek Into Darkness, I like that they made Star Trek Into Darkness seem more like the original TV series a little bit, like by introducing Khan and having it be basically a mix of the episode from the original TV series that introduced Khan and Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. You have it be a mix of both of those. And I love that I love that instead of Spock dying like in the original, like he did in Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, it's Kirk who died instead. Like they flipped it. Yeah, but guess what? Yeah, even J.J. Abrams regrets making his second Star Trek movie a basically a remake of that episode of Star Trek Con and a remake of Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, he regrets doing that because it did get some criticism from King.
I don't. He said ask you, but would you let me? Do you know DD's father?
I don't have it,
Yeah,
but no, I don't have it.
here's DD.
But what I would do
DD
is
said he didn't want to give it to me, but he said he wanted. He didn't want to give it to me on Discord, but he said he wanted me to look up and see if there was ever any accounts linked to that phone.
the only way I would be able to do that is to have the phone number itself.
Yeah, I know. See what I can do. I need to get in that fucking account.
I do understand. And I know that's not Dee Dee's account by looking at it.
No, I'm saying they took his phone. You have to have a phone number for Roblox and stuff. Even if you wanted to upload, sure you would have a phone number. So, do you think they used his phone number since it's already somebody else used it?
Yeah.
How many accounts did they use with his phone number?
Yeah. He can get in contact with Roblox. He can get in contact with Roblox and find out. By him owning the phone number, he can get in contact with Roblox to find out.
If I was an idiot, what would I name my password?
Some people name it after their dogs. I mean, hell.
Yeah.
What the fuck would I?
You still there, Ray?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? The fact that I almost starred in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness as a comic book, as the classic comic book version of Nick Fury. You know what I told you about when I first told you about that? I almost auditioned for that part because they were originally looking for someone to play a live action version of the classic Nick Fury.
He had his email.
But of course, we both know that he was scrapped all together and was not in Doctor Strange. But guess what?
When they were trying to dock,
It turns out the classic version of Nick Fury was almost in Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you know that, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some behind-the-scenes pictures that show some background characters in the void. And guess what? One of them was actually a comic book. Was actually the classic version of Nick Fury from the comic book. You know, who was a white guy who was a
Darling, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'll get back. All right. This was like